ॐ शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। या देवी स्तूयते नित्यं विबुधैर्वेदपारगैः सा मे वसतु जिह्वाग्रे ब्रह्मरूपा सरस्वती। यन्नित्यमानन्दमनन्तमेकं शिवेति नाम्ना श्रुतयो गृह्णन्ति तस्यावतारो नररूपधारी कृपासुदाब्धिः भुवि रामकृष्णः। रामकृष्णगतप्राणां तन्नाम श्रवणप्रिया तद्भावरञ्जिताकारां जगन्मातृस्वरूपिणी। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयात् इतरतश्चार्थेष्वभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृताय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृतां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तगुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। सत्यव्रतं सत्यपरं त्रिसत्यं सत्यस्य योनिं निहितं च सत्ये सत्यस्य सत्यं ऋतसत्यनेत्रं सत्यात्मकं त्वां शरणं प्रपन्नाः। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरये परमात्मने प्रणतक्लेशनाशाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। यदि जगति माया यस्य कायाधवस्ते वचनरचनमेकं केवलं चाकलैः ध्रुवपदमपि यातो यत्कृपातो ध्रुवोऽयं सकलकुशलपात्रं ब्रह्मपुत्रं नतोऽस्मि। यस्वानुभावमखिलश्रुतिसारमेकम् अध्यात्मदीपमतितीर्षतां तमोन्धम् संसारिणां करुणयाः पुराणगुह्यं तं व्याससूनुमुपयामि गुरुं मुनीनां। यस्यात्मभूतस्य गुरोः प्रसादात् अहं विमुक्तोऽस्मि शरीरबन्धात्। सर्वोपदेष्टुः पुरुषोत्तमस्य तस्याङ्घ्रियुग्मं प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यम्। अकामः सर्वकामो वा मोक्षकाम उदारधीः तीव्रेण भक्तियोगेन यजते पुरुषं परम् एतावान् एव यजताम् इह निःशेषयोदयः भगवती अचलो भावो यद्भागवत संगतः। भगवान शुक ब्रह्म ऋषि gives Nigamana Vakyam that Ishvara Bhakti validates the human life. For this Nigamana Vakyam, he has given lots of reasoning from various angles, and he concludes that Nigamana Vakyam Akamaha, Mokshakamaha, Sarvakamaha va. Whether you are Sarvakamaha, Ajnani, desiring for anything and everything in the world in order to have sensory pleasures in this loka and other lokas, or you are moksha kamaha, not desiring for any pleasures but desiring for freedom, or akamaha, one who has no desire at all. Even for moksha, he doesn't have any desire. Why? Because he has understood that there is nothing called attaining moksha. It is a nitya siddha vastu. Only thing is one has to drop his own individuality. Therefore, the jnani understands that there is nothing called moksha as an attainable thing, so he doesn't have any desire also. Whatever may be the condition of the person, human life is valid only if it is connected with the Ishvara Prema. This should be repeatedly told in our own mind and it should be written in our subconscious mind. So therefore only it is repeatedly told. When this assertion was reported by Sutta Muni to the Saunagadi Rishis, the entire Bhagavatam is reported by Sutta Muni to the Saunagadi Rishis. First scene, student Parikshit meets the Gurudev and asks, what is my prime duty, what for this human life, what a person should do in this human life. That was the question. The answer is, Ishvara Prema has to be practiced, and that is the end also as a Nitya Siddha Prema. Initially it is Sadhana Prema, finally it will be Siddha Prema. When Sutta Muni reports this, Shaunakadi Rishis who were hearing this Bhagavatam, they wonderfully accepted the statement of Bhagavan Shukabrahma Rishi. What a wonderful Nigamana Vakyam. So therefore they also join with Shukabrahma Rishi. They address to Sutta Muni. Now Shaunakadi Rishis are addressing to Sutta Muni. Ayurharati vai pumsam udyannastam chayannasau tasyarte yakshano nitaha uttama shloka vartaya tarava kim na jivanti bhasra kim na shvasantyute na khadanti na meghanti kim grama pashavo apare. They say the assertion of Shukabrahma Rishi is Shastra Yuktam and Yukti Yuktam also, because the man has really lived his human life, only those moments he loved the Lord. All the other moments and activities in human life doesn't have any validity at all as human activity. If something has to be classified as human activity, it cannot be eating, sleeping, getting progeny or any other thing, because those activities are done by other animals also. If at all some activity should be classified as human activity, a tag which can be done only, an activity which can be done only by human being, what it is? It is devotion to the Lord. Therefore, the time which is spent in Harismaranam is the time of human living. Uttama Shloka Vartaya, if it is spent. Vain is the lives of others who are going to be eaten by the Kala Tattvam. Ayuhu Harati Vai Pumsa. They think they are enjoying the life, but life is enjoying them. Life is enjoying them. Kala Kridati Gachati Ayuhu. Morning comes, the person thinks, I am ready to enjoy this world. But actually what happened? He is enjoyed by the world. Adyate Atticha Bhutani. For Annam, in Upanishad, for food, there are two definitions. Adyate iti Annam, Atticha Bhutani iti Annam. Which is eaten is called Annam, and which is eating also is called Annam. So who is eating whom? Whether the individual is eating the Bhogavastu or Bhogavastus are eating the individual. According to Shastram and Guru Parampara, Bhogavastus are eating this fellow. If you desire one Bhogavastu, your Ayuhu is eaten. Sarvendriyanam Jarayanti Tejaha. Nachiketa Swami says. What you call by Bhogam is nothing but loss of energy. So who is losing, who is gaining? That's what here it is told. Ayuhu Harati Vai Pumsam. So the life which is meant only for normal physical activities cannot be considered as a life at all, because Taravaha Kim Na Jivanti, plants also are living. Just because he is breathing, you cannot say the person is living. He has life, but he is not living. Because plants also are living. Taravaha kim na jivanti, bastra kim na shvasantyuta. In a mechanical shop, there is a balloon type one instrument which will attract the air and send the air to the machine. Bastra it is called. Similarly, the nose also attracts the air and takes it and sends into the machine called this human body. So that just because he is breathing, we cannot call him a human being. No, no, not only breathing. Nicely I am eating and I am maintaining my life as a healthy life by proper food, timely exercise, timely sleep, like that. When a person says, na khadanti, na mehanti, kim grama pashavo apare. Cow, dog, cat, these are all grama pashus. They also eat, they also have the sense pressure. So, just because a person is living a physical life cannot be accepted as human life. Physical life of a human being cannot be accepted as human life unless that physical life is connected with devotion to the Lord, having a goal in life which is spiritual in nature. बिलेबदोरुक्रम विक्रमाण्येन शृण्वत कर्णपुटे नरस्य जिह्वा सती दार्दुरिकेव सूत न चोपगायति उरुगाय गाथा. Saunakadi Rishi says, Ye urukrama vikraman karnapute na shrinvataha. If a human being doesn't have interest in hearing the glories of the Lord, then that ears are called bilebataha. Bilebataha means snake hole. These holes are there in a ear hole. That holes are compared to snake holes. Ears are given not to hear paraninda. Every human mind is happy in hearing paraninda. Paraninda means what? Defects of others. But if you point out his defect, he is not happy. But if you point out somebody's defect, aha, acha, oh, I know that, like that paraninda, it is naturally attracted, but that is not the purpose of getting the ears in our life. Ye urugaya gata na upagayati tasya jihva dardurikeva. The tongue which doesn't sing the glory of the Lord is compared to frog tongue. Tasya jihva dardurikeva, tongue of a frog. So the tongue is not meant to eat only, not meant for paraninda. Hours together people will speak, criticizing others. It is not meant to create udvega in somebody's mind. It is not meant to tell lies, but it is meant to sing the glory of the Lord. A tongue which doesn't do this activity, urugaya gatha. Urugayaha means Bhagavan's name. One who doesn't sing the glory of the Lord, his tongue is compared to frog's tongue. At least frog can be imagined that it is telling Shivanama. One great Acharya, Sridhara Ayyawal, was there near Kumbhakonam. One day when he was talking, whole night the frogs, generally the rain frogs are there. Na? When rain comes, some frogs are there. They will sing whole night like that. So hearing that, one of his neighbor told Swami, whole night these frogs sound, I could not sleep at all, like that. Then Sridhara Ayyawal told, why? They were not shouting, they were telling Haranam. There are some frogs, whole night they will shout, and early morning they will die out of shouting. Have you seen that? Because of shouting, the belly will become bulged and they will die just by shouting. Or some frogs are there, by shouting, they will inform to the snake, come and eat us. Like that, that tongue which doesn't sing the glory of the Lord invites the Kala Tattvam, invites the Kalatat. Bharaf param patta kirita jushtam apyuttamangam nanamen mukundam shavau karau no kurutas saparyam harer lasat kanchana kankanam va. Bharaha param patta girita justam uttamangam. This uttamangam, this head is there, na? If this head doesn't bow down to the Lord, if it doesn't seek the shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord, then this is bharaha, weight, pusanika, pumpkin. It is a burden of having a pumpkin. Uttamangam mukundam na nameche. Uttamangam means head. Only human species has its head upper. No other species are designed that spinal cord is straight. Generally, all species spinal cord are only horizontal only. Only human species has this vertical. Why? Uttama angam. It is called Uttama angam. First think, then feel, then eat. We do just opposite. We do just opposite. First think. Thinking is a necessity of human being. May not be for others, other living beings. First think, then feel, then eat. And then progeny and other things are all. That's why the very design, you see, above to below. For other animals, it's all equal. In that body, mouth, stomach, and the other parts will be same line. But human being, first think, then see, then glorify the Lord, and then feel the presence of the Lord, and then you eat. No problem. After darshan and puja, you eat prasad. But there are some people, directly they will come for prasad only. They are called prasada bhaktas. Every ashrama will have some prasada bhaktas. They are bhaktas of not Lord. They are bhaktas of prasada. So, bharaha param patta kirita jishtam. It is having a kirita also. But what is the use? A head which doesn't bow down to the Lord, even if it has 10 heads, one day it has to fall on the field. Ravana was having this problem of bowing down to others. Vananga Mudi. His name is, one of the name is Vananga Mudi. A person who never bow down. There are some fellows still there. They never bow down. Even to parents, even to elders. Alright, you may not have devotion to the Lord because he is unseen entity. At least seen entities are there in your life. They have contributed. At least to parents he can bow down. It will break like a pumpkin. You know that in puja, they will rotate the pumpkin and what they will do, They will not slice it. They will simply smash. Simply, they will smash. Similarly, the coconut breaking. What is the philosophy behind that coconut breaking? You know that? Inside the coconut, something eatable, nice thing is there. Coconut water is there. But it is covered with a very thick skin. You cannot break it. Similarly, this brain also, this head also, skull is there. Inside the skull, soft brain is there. Inside that, Chetanam is there. So that Chetanam should recognize original Chaitanyam. If it doesn't recognize, what is its condition? A person who doesn't bow down to the Lord will be broken down in his life by Kala Tattvam. Nobody can squeeze their mustache. மீசையை முறுக்க முடியாதுன்னு சொல்வார் என்னுடைய ஆச்சாரியன். யாருமே வாழ்க்கையில மீசையை முறுக்க முடியாது. I have conquered the life. Nobody can say. Even for Ravana, there was a day. Even for Arjuna, there was a day. Even for Hiranyakashipu, there was a day. So everyone will have a question to answer in front of the Kala Tattvam. So it is better to be humble with protection of the Lord. Therefore, Uttamangam Mukundam na namechet bharaha eva karau harehe seva na kurutaha chet. If the hands harehe seva na kurutaha chet, if they don't serve the Lord, it is equal to hands of the dead body. Hands of the dead body. Dead body also has hands. Shavau karau. They are called hands of the dead body. No, they are having bracelets, Swami. Decorated hands of the dead body you have to keep. That's all. Decorated hands of the dead body. The hand should hold the holy feet of the Lord. The hands should be engaged in Bhagavan's puja. The hands should be engaged in serving the same Bhagavan who appears in front of us in the form of Daridra Narayana. Swami Vivekananda Maharaj says, Shastra told, Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Atithi Devo Bhava. I add one more, Daridra Devo Bhava. Daridra Devo Bhava. Shivajnane Jiva Seva Kuru. The hands which doesn't serve the people who are in need. There are some fellows, in the home also they will not help the mothers and parents. They will be sitting. Sapadaicha? Only for eating these hands are used. So, those hands which are not involved in Bhagavat Puja and Ishvara Seva, they are called hands of the dead body. Barghayitete nayani naranam lingani vishnorna nirikshato ye padau nrunam tau druma janma bhajau kshetrani nanu vrajato hareryau. Ye nayani Vishnoho lingani na nirikshataha tad barghayite. Barghayita means peacock feather. Those eyes who doesn't see the Lord, who doesn't see the glory of the Lord in this Srishti, who doesn't see the manifestation of the Lord every moment of his life, that eyes are compared to peacock feather eye. You know that in peacock feather there is an eye. At least the peacock feather eye is innocent eye. But this human eye, which is not in dharma, which is not in bhakti of the Ishvara, will naturally do what? Papa karmani. Kudrishti, they are called Kudrishti. Their eyes are so powerful in negativity, they can destroy the fields. That's why in villages, when the crop is maturing, they will install a doll made up of grass, the dry grass. So when a person with kudrishti sees that field, the field will get destroyed. So therefore, in order to attract attention of this kudrishti wala, the villagers used to install that one doll, human doll type. Why? Because that eyes are very powerful. And in our homes also, mothers used to do drishti parihara. What is that? Eyes are very powerful. The drishti can make a person very strong in his life. Like Gandhari's drishti made Duryodhana as a very strong fellow. That is why a child which doesn't have mother's drishti in his childhood will be an adamant, arrogant idiot wala. Gandhari mother could not see her children when they had children. So that is why they were not chastised. They are not disciplined. They have grown with all jealousy and other negative thoughts. So mother's drishti means what? Sudrishti. It is called Sudrishti. SU. If a person doesn't have the Lord in his heart, his drishti will be Kudrishti. KU. So, Naranam ye nayane Vishnoho lingani na nidikshate tad barghayite. Even if the eyes are decorated with collyrium, eyebrows and other things, whatever it may be, eyes are meant for seeing the Mangala Vastu. What is the grandest Mangala Vastu? Bhagavan only. How many times you see that form, you will not get bored. Instead of that seeing that form, you start seeing your form. You see your form. You cannot see that. 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And you see your form 10 years before in photograph. How nice I was. Like that mind will tell. Now you are not ready to see your form. So no form is Mangala form when compared to Bhagavan's form. So, if the eyes don't see the glory of the Lord, you open the eyes early morning, you have to get up 4:30, 5 o'clock and start seeing the sky. Morning, that blue sky one should see. Even scientists now say, they say, it's very useful for purposeful activity of the brain. They say, the blue sky, Sandhya time, Arunodaya it is called. Then Suryodaya. Before Surya, Aruna comes. Bhagavan Aruna Deva comes. Then Surya Deva comes. What a painting on the sky you see. Daily one type of painting. Similarly, evening also. Sunset time you see. What a painting it is. No, Swami, I am in the apartment. Wherein sky itself is not available. What can I do? Go terrace and see. Or go to temple and see. Or go to Daridra Narayana who is lying in the hospital and see. How precious life he will teach you. When you see a patient in hospital, how life is precious, he will teach you. You are using this life and life force for so many other things, na? He will teach you, the child will teach you. See, you are wasting such a wonderful youthhood and other things. See my condition, it will teach you. All are glory of the Lord. If creation is the glory of the Lord, His Vaichitriam is the glory of the Lord, varieties are the glory of the Lord. Destruction also is the glory of the Lord. Shiva Darshanam. You go to Rudra Bhumi and see. Purposely you have to go. Personal experience I am telling. Whenever free, go to Rudra Bhumi and see. The glory is what? Everything is Anityam. That is the grandest glory. If suppose the body is Nityam, suppose, or extended Nityam, suppose, instead of 100 years, if the body is given 400 years, what will happen? Maintenance problem. You have maintenance problem. Because body growth stops at the age of 20, 21. After 60, it decays. So 21 to 60 is there, 40 years. Maintenance problem. Very difficult. Lot of power will come. What to do? Unless it is channelized. The energies are channelized towards this type of sattvic activity, then you are saved. Otherwise, you will end up in a troublesome situation. That's why they start 2025 one project, and when they end up with 60, with a lot of problems they end up. Even if they end up with all success, whatever they want, maintenance problem. They cannot stand there itself. So, Naranam ye nayane Vishnoho lingani na nirikshataha. Eyes means not only physical eye, mind eye, mental eye is there. The mental eye is very important. In our Shastra it is called third eye. What is third eye? You understand certain things even without seeing physically. You understand your anger, you understand your emotions, you understand your negative image of your own self. Others don't know that, but you are aware of that. How you will handle that? Inner eye, when the mind shows your ugly form, you should be able to counter that ugly form with another form, Mangala form. What is that Mangala form? Bhagavan alone. When the inner mind says, you are cantankerous fellow, idiot, like that, it will go and give judgment. Na? That time, another mind should tell, no, no, I may be idiot from one angle. From another angle, I am the child of the Lord. I have sadhu sangha. Like that, another eye should tell. Na? Unless it has experience, that inner experience. So how this negative idea about oneself can be handled? With this negative judgment about oneself, can you enjoy this life? That is the question. Why they are telling all these things means, see, what you enjoy externally doesn't matter at all. How you exist internally, that matters. To exist internally as a cheerful, happy, and with dignity, Bhagavan must be there in your life. Without Bhagavan, external things cannot make you to feel proud about yourself. That is the idea. Naranam ye nayane Vishnoho lingani nirikshataha tad nayanam barghayite. Valmiki says, Yascha Ramam na pashyetu, yancha Ramo na pashyati, nindidasa bhave loke swatma bhyanam vijargade. What Valmiki told, I explained just now. What he says, either you see the Lord or Lord should see you. You should have the capacity or some glory or some beauty which attracts the Lord's attention. You should have some beauty with you. What is that beauty you have? What beauty you have? No, Swami, I have fair and lovely and so many other things there. That beauty cannot be a factor to attract the Lord because He sees inner beauty. Do you have that beauty? If you don't have that beauty, or if you don't see the beauty of the Lord, nindita sabhave loke. You will be criticized by the people who is around you. For whose sake you lived the whole life, they themselves will tell what you have done for us. Children will tell to the parent, enna panninga, enna panninga. Mother will tell, I have gone through a lot of suffering to beget you. Who asked you to do that? What answer you have? No, I have suffered to bring up you. It is your duty. What is that? Everyone does same thing. What you have done specially for me. If the child asks, mother can say, if she is a devoted mother, my dear, see around you, I have given you a pillar in your life. I have shown the Lord. I have brought Lord in your heart. I have given devotion to you so that you can stand with dignity and confidence and lead the life even if nobody is there with you physically. But generally mothers don't do that. They obstruct children going to temple or ashramas. Ashramas means they are afraid. Ayyo, Swami Raikidanglo. Nobody can produce any Swami. It's all niyati. But ignorant people afraid of. So therefore, that life, Nranam Padav Harehe Kshetrani na Anuvrajata Druma Janma Bhajav. That legs which doesn't go to temples, Punya Kshetras, and to Satsanga, that legs are compared to roots of the trees. Have you seen the roots of the trees? They also have legs, 5 legs, 7 legs, like that. So they have 5 legs, but still no use. They cannot move. No, that legs are protected with shoes, Swami, and that too leather shoe, 50,000, whatever it may be. It is nothing but roots of the tree. It should run towards the Lord. Dhruva went. Nachiketa Swami went. Nachiketa Swami, you see, he started walking not to another city or temple or anything. He started walking to Yamaloka in order to find what is Satyam. In Ramavatara, you can see, as even Guha heard that Rama has come, he runs towards the Rama. So, the legs which are not used for going to temples and satsanga are compared to roots of the tree. Jivan chavo bhagavatam na jatu martyo abhilabheta yastu Sri Vishnu padya manujastulasya swasanshavo yastu na veda gandham tadashmasaram hridayam vadetam yadgrihyamanayi harinamadeyayi na vikriyethat yada vikaro नेत्रे जलम गात्र रुहेषु हर्षः यह भागवत अंग्रि रेणुम जातुन अभिलभेत one who doesn't seek satsanga and gets the blessings of the sadhus and take the dust of their holy feet is jivan shavaha, dead body, living dead body. Living, who is that living dead body, you know? The patient with coma. Stifled mind it is called. Coma mind is called stifled mind. Because of accident, simply it's stifled. Similarly, this fellow's mind is stifled mind. He is not able to see the grandness of the sadhus. And positively hates the sadhus also. For no reason. For no reason. That's called Rakshasa Pravritti. Yaha Manujaha Tulasya Gandham na Veda. One who doesn't recognize the purity of the Tulasi. The Tulasi is one thing. As even it sprouts, it gives the smell. Even if it dried, it gives the same smell. And every part of the Tulasi is used for Bhagavad Puja. Every part. Whether it is root or stem or leaf. Every part, even the seed also is used for Bhagavad Seva. A person who doesn't recognize this grandness of Tulasi is called Swashan Shavaha, breathing dead body. Nicely they are scolding. Yad hridayam yada harinama deyahi grihyamanaihi na vikriyeta vikaraha. As even hearing the glories of the Lord, there is a bhajan. This fellow comes and sits, thinking that some song is going on, let me hear. But his pravritti is not allowing him to hear the glory of the Lord. He is ready to hear the cinema song, not the glory of the Lord, and he gets bored while hearing the glory of the Lord. You can see in the ashrama and temples also. People will be singing, but this fellow will be without no movement will be there. His mind is what you know. Tad ashmasaram kalli karungalli. The heart is stone heart. Ashmavati kachinyam tatu. Like a stone, it is devoid of any wetness. Like that the scolding goes on. But all the scoldings are not for us. That is the beauty. Why you know? Because we don't have these defects. We are hearing Bhagavatam, we are going to temple, we are thinking about the Lord, we are singing the glory of the Lord. Those who study Bhagavatam, they don't have all these defects. Then why it is told in Bhagavatam? See, one who studies Bhagavatam certainly will not have these defects. Correct? He will go to temple, he will go to satsanga, he will have the shastra. Correct? So why it is kept in the Bhagavatam? Have you thought of? One who doesn't come to Bhagavatam, one who doesn't come to Lord at all, he should be scolded. Where that scolding will be there? It should not be in Bhagavatam. Why it is in Bhagavatam? Why it is in Bhagavatam? Have you thought of? It is for us who hear Bhagavatam to tell to our family members and friends and other people who doesn't come to satsanga, hey, like this they are scolding. Those who don't follow these type of disciplines, they are scolding like this, and scolding of sadhus is like what? Chapa. So you please come. In order to attract others also. So there are certain minds which will get terrified by getting scolded. There are some few minds which will be attracted by telling nice words. You can see children also. Some children, if you ask, if you do like this, mummy will cry. Then the child will stop it because it doesn't want to make the mummy to cry. There are some children which will tell, you cry, your problem. Why should I bother? That type of children are there. Then mummy has to tell what? If you do this, I will beat you and he will cry. Oh, I will cry. So some minds are available for advice, some minds are not available for advice. They are available for threatening. Iha ched avedi, ada satyam asti, na ched iha veti, mahati vinashtihi. Upanishad threatens. If you don't come to Lord and know Him and love Him, great loss will be there. Samrutyam apnoti. Yamadharmaraja threatens. Shastra itself threatens. Why Shastra threatens? Shastra can be heard only those who come to Shastra. Correct? So they have already accepted Shastra and hearing nice things. They are good people only. Why the Shastra scolds them? Shastra doesn't scold them who come to Shastra. Shastra scolds who doesn't come to Shastra. The message should be taken by the people who come to Shastra to the people who doesn't come to the Shastra. Understood? Swadhyaya pravachanapyam na pramaditavyam is the word. You do Swadhyaya, but don't keep it with you only. You have to share with others. What to share? Share nice thing. If the mind is attracted, you bring that mind. Otherwise, you threaten. You threaten. How you threaten? Like this, the Shaunaka rishis are scolding. Like this, Shuka Brahma rishi is scolding. Why we should get their shapa? Let us go to the Lord. Like that, we can bring the people to the Lord, and that is one of the sadhana. We can tell that life is a mere waste if that entity is not in our life. In Gita also, Bhagavan says, Asurim yonima panna mudha janmani janmani mam aprapyaiva kaunteya tato yanti adhamam gatim. There are asuric people who have one type of thinking pattern. And that because of the thinking pattern alone, they get repeatedly this negative lifestyle. Tanaham dishada kruran samsareshu naradhaman kripami ajasram ashubhan asuri shvevayonishu. I throw them in Asurayoni. I throw them in Naraka. I throw them in painful birth. These are all what? Threatening only. Threatening is not for threatening. Threatening is for cajoling. It is like mother threatening the child. So sadhus also, Shastram also threatens the humanity not out of hatred, but out of concern. You have got this wonderful opportunity. Already you are human being. Because the entire Shastram is for human being only. This cannot be told to a buffalo or a cat or a dog. If you don't worship the Lord, like that if you tell to buffalo, what it will tell? It will see you, that's all. It will see you. Nothing. So it is, entire thing is meant for humanity only. So that humanity should be advised nicely or should be advised with reasoning. If the person doesn't available for both, even if you threaten him and bring him to the Lord, that is nice. This is one meaning. Another one meaning, our own mind will astray from the path of the devotion. Now and then. These Asura and Rakshasas are not outside, they are inside us. When they manifest in our mind and make our life to go astray, go from the path of devotion, get away from the path of devotion, that time the shlokas, because it is already in our mind. So it will give a threatening warning. Don't go, danger. A life without Ishvara Bhakti is a danger. There are some people who have contract with Bhagavan for their small needs. If the contract is not fulfilled, they will throw the Bhagavan. They will stop worshipping Bhagavan. They will throw out forms of the Bhagavan from their home, or they will change the religion. No problem. Changing the religion, no problem. You change. At least with that form, you be devoted. They are also business only. So these business wallahs, what they will do? If you give, I will give. You see the temple? Everywhere queue. Why? All business only. If nothing happened, they will change the place. They will change the place. And if they are very much convinced there is no utility of going to temple, they will stop worshipping the Lord. They will become Nastika. How Nastika Matam has come in Tamil Nadu, how Nastika Chintana has come in Tamil Nadu. One or two fellows' mind was corrupt and they were having this type of dealings with the Bhagavan, like Ravana's mind. Gone. Ravana became Vishnu Dveshi. So therefore, whatever he has done doesn't have any meaning in his life. No meaning. It's all maintenance problem only. Now and then he will tell, who am I, who am I, as though others have forgotten or he himself forgot. The fellows who ask, who am I, really mentals they are. Who are you? Tell what is your? You might have got some small victories in small things. What does it mean? What does it mean? The Kala Tattvam has eaten everyone. Everybody's grand life has become 5 lines in history book. Ashoka, how many lines are there in history book? Please tell. 5 lines. So what is there to be proud about oneself? But you can be proud about yourself if you gain that infinite. If you gain that infinite, you can be proud about your life. Therefore, every human life has a validity, has a purpose, finding this infinite entity in our life, which is in the form of love of the Lord. Otherwise, there is no possibility of getting away from suffering. Nobody wants suffering, but everyone gets suffering. Why? That itself is the proof that you cannot decide your quality of life. Correct? How you will live, you cannot decide, because for which you don't have any desire at all, automatically comes. For which you have a lot of desires and work doesn't come. Who is managing all these things? Simple thinking. If you are in charge for your life, you should decide. Na? It is like you order the masala dosa, then they bring ragi ball. Ragi ball? Where is masala dosa? Where is ragi ball? Tell. You order for ice cream, there comes pakoda. You have to think in a understandable language. Okay? Openly you have to think with ourselves. My life is not under my control. Nor my body, nor my mind, nor the people around me, nor the society, nor Panchabhutas, nothing is under my control. How can I say that I am the master? What master? Hotel master I can be. In hotel there is a master. One who cooks, chief chef is called a hotel master. Masala dosai, master, masala dosai, like that. Immediately you will do masala dosai. That type only master we are all. Because we think out of arrogance that our life is under our control. Shastra challenges, if it is under your control, why should you have suffering? Have you decided for suffering? The very fact that you get what you doesn't desire, the very fact you don't get what you desire, itself shows that you are a slave. Find out the real one. Once Indra irritates Bhagavan Shiva out of arrogance. So Bhagavan Shiva's third eye opens. When it opens, Krodhagni it is called. That Krodhagni goes to kill Indra. Then Indra takes the shelter of the Lord. Please forgive me. Out of arrogance, I have decided that I am the master. Like that. So please forgive me like that. When he has taken shelter, that Krodhagni stopped hurting Indra. But it cannot be destroyed. Then Devatas all requested, Bhagavan, please send that Krodhagni to the ocean. It is like atom bomb. Somewhere else it should be handed over. So best place is what? Ocean. From that one Asura came. That Asura name was Jalandhar. Because he has produced from the Krodhagni of the Shiva, he was having Shiva's form. You know? Have you heard this? Exactly like Shiva. But without Shiva's mind. External form is Shiva. His name was Jalandhar. So he says, I am Shiva, original Shiva. Then confusion. Devatas are not able to accept this newly declared God he is. So he says to all Devatas, Om Jalandharaya Namaha. You have to chant. Otherwise I will not allow you to work. This original Shiva is in meditation. They were afraid of disturbing him because already again if he opens his eyes, again one more will come. So the Agni, what problem? So original Shiva was meditating. So they could not disturb. So they came and told to Ganesha and Kartikeya like this problem of original, which is original, whom we have to follow. Then Ganesha comes, don't worry, I will prove that fellow is duplicate like that. What is the problem with that Jalandhar? He doesn't have Vairagyam, he doesn't have Tyaga. The mind of the Shiva, anybody can put the Vesha of the Shiva. In fancy dress competition also, many children, they put perfect Shiva Vesha. What about the mind? We cannot do any Vesha. The real person is, the real Shiva is who? Tyagarajaha. One who could swallow the poison for the welfare of the others. Kamadahanaha. One who destroy the desire once for all. Jnanamurtihi. One who has knowledge. Bhasmadhari. So this Ganesha, what he says? He goes to Jalandhar. New Jalandhar Bhagavan, Namaste. Who says? Ganesha goes and says, New Jalandhar Bhagavan, Namaste. Then Jalandhar becomes curious. Are Shiva's putras are coming and praising me. There will be some conspiracy. No, nothing conspiracy. We heard that you have manifested recently and you have the same form of our father. So therefore, any form of our father is object of respect and worship. We want to do worship you. So they started pouring the water. If original Shiva poured the water means 24 hours he poured the water, he doesn't have problem because he has Ganga on his head. Arey, how much water he will pour? No. 24/7 Shiva Abhishekam. Then after that, Bhasma Abhishekam. Like that, they brought lot of Bhasma. What is this? Why you would put the dust on it? Not dust. That is the Satyam of the creation. What? The dust is the Satyam of the creation. Yes. Anything becomes it. Last word of anything is this Bhasma. Therefore only when nobody was interested in accepting this Satyam, Bhagavan Shiva accepted this Satyam called Bhasma. Therefore for him it is very dear one. So we do Bhasma Abhisheka for you. Then what else is there? Curds Abhisheka is there. Then honey Abhisheka. Like that one by one they are telling. That time that Jalandhar becomes very cautious. Oh, these fellows are trapping me. You can act as Bhagavan, but you cannot live as Bhagavan. Similarly, Shastra here says, you can claim and act as master of your life, but you cannot live as master of your life. You know that you are a slave. You are a slave for your senses, you are a slave for your idiotic mind, you are a slave for some people also. You are a slave for some weaknesses also. How you will live your life with all these negative things? Therefore, it is better to go to the doctor. Who is the doctor? Vaidyanatha Swami. His name is what? Vaidyanatha Swami. Vaidyanam Nathaha Vaidyanatha. So, it is very nice to take the shelter under the feet of the Lord by singing His glory, remembering Him always and making Him as root for our existence. That must be understood. So, therefore only whenever our mind goes astray from the devotional practices, these slokas should come. Or daily these sloka we should sing, whether I have sung the glory of the Lord, whether I have heard the glory of the Lord, whether I have smelled the tulasi, whether I had been to satsanga. Today, this sloka is not for me. Initial stage, these things will help. Just Rishi Vachya. When Saunakadi Rishis told like this, our Sutta Muni also says, very nicely have received the message of Shukabrahma Rishi. Then I will continue what happened in that satsanga. Because in between the satsanga, this commentary of Saunakadi Rishi. So that satsanga, how Parikshit continued his satsanga and asked a question, a basic question. What is the basic question? People don't desire dukkham, but they get dukkham. What is the reason? What is the reason for that, and what is the way to get away from that? Why this dukkham has begun? So if it is told, you are suffering because of your Purva Janma karma, that life also you suffered because of its Purva Janma. Like that, you go on, point out one Janma, first Janma, how it was created, how the Srishti Sthiti Laya Leela of Ishvara happened. That was the question asked by Parishit Maharaja. Immediately Bhagavan Shukacharya goes into trance, goes into samadhi, because it is a difficult question. Srishti Sthiti Leela description is very difficult. So he goes to samadhi and prays to the Lord to give him that Vak Shakti, because of which he can convey that knowledge to Parikshit. That Shuka Stuti we will see in the next class. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Tadeva Ramyam Ruchiram Navam Navam Tadeva Shashvan Manaso Mahotsavam Tadeva Shokarnavam Shochanam Rana Yeduttama Shloka Yasonu Giyate Gopika Jivana Smaranam Govinda Govinda.
भजो रे भैया राम गोविंद हरि 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 भजो रे भैया राम गोविंद हरि
कबीर राम रावण कहत कबीर राम रावण ओंख धूल भरी भजो रे भैया ओंख धूल भरी भजो रे भैया राम गोविंद हरि भजो रे भैया राम गोविंद हरि। भजो रे भैया